Oh, okay.
I can show you that. And it's just basically what a standard officer would have, rather than flag officer.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
All right. Veme del otro lado.
Okay.
It's gonna show me the tent where.
Okay.
Strangely enough, the major sleeps in this little tent, and the captain sleeps in that monster tent.
Yeah.
It's not really fair.
Not fair at all.
It's pretty well planned out. Okay, this would be the accommodations for basically a lieutenant captain and his wife. And you can see how close it is, and then all your stuff is stored in the boxes.
So that's how it was, more or less, like 2 beds.
Yeah.
The same space.
Then you go to the troop tent. Okay, in one of these tents, you would have probably 10 of the ordinary recruits in.
Oh my goodness.
The enlisted people. They would just be stacked in there like cordwood.
Yeah.
What they said, well, not everybody's in there at one time because what they call a mess section. Now, all these guys in this tent had to cook for themselves. All these guys were in one crew. But there was always one guy or 2 guys missing to be on duty somewhere else, guard duty or hauling things or whatever.
Something like that.
So you never had the whole 10 guys in the tent.
Well, and it stayed warmer too.
And all their stuff.
Very interesting. Okay.
So if you were just the regular guy, your accommodations weren't very good. I mean, all they had was 2 blankets, and they'd have a haversack would have like maybe a toothbrush, mirror, comb, all like a purse. Then they'd have a haversack that have their extra clothes in it and their extra food in it. Then they'd have 2 blankets. One was usually more like kind of a comforter. It was cloth. The other one would be wool. And that's all they had in there. Now, and here, you don't realize on these blankets, officers, you can buy what you want and have made what you want. So this is actually what they call government set tartan. This is black lunch tartan. But since I could get this cheap, I had my wife do this. Now here's my wool blanket. It's lined with sheepskin.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm going to be uncomfortable? I'm on a nice springy bed with a pad and this blanket.
Yeah.
No, that's nice.
And these guys just have basically the wool put under them and basically a comforter like this to put on top, and that's all they had over there.
Yeah.
The only thing that was good in like the cold weather and that was that they were so close together they did kind of
stay warm each other.
Wouldn't have been nearly as fun in the summer.
But pretty much this far west, you wouldn't have seen any of this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Probably Carlisle would probably be the last place you'd see a camp like this. But after that, even the officers were stuck with whatever they could carry on their back. They weren't allowed to have horses. They weren't allowed to have servants carry their stuff. Once they left the main camp, the officer wasn't any different than the regular guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that did incorporate it. It did give the officer more of an understanding of what the guys were doing. Try and make them as comfortable as he could where they were at. Because he understood what they were going through, because he had spent months and months right in there with them doing exactly the same stuff.
Yeah.
And they had passed rules too where at first officers had maybe 3-4 servants. They put up his tent. They'd have big tents like that. And then the servants have all these tents, and he had this whole entourage. And all he did was just do what he wanted to, and they would take care of him, split the wood, cooking food, doing everything.
Yeah.
They changed that. When you're in the field, officers had to wash their own clothes, cook their own food, carry their own stuff. They said, if you don't want to take it with you, don't even think about having somebody carry it for you, like one of the privates. Because someone tried that too. Well, I don't want to carry it. Well, let Jones carry it.
Yeah.
Everybody carries their own equipment. And they were in the same rule. They had to carry the 50 rounds of ammunition ready, 50 rounds of material.
So it's interesting the equalizing, the leveling effect that had.
Oh, the Highlanders didn't really care because a Highland officer really wasn't a gentleman.
Yeah.
Especially according to the English.
Yeah.
Because he was a sportsman, because they were always out. So he knew what a rifle could do, he knew what a musket could do. He could find his way anywhere. And the English officers came from the city, and they had to buy a commission. So if you had lots of money, you could say, I just got out of, say, Oxford. I have my degree in art.
Yeah.
You go over to London, you say, I want to be a lieutenant colonel. What's that cost? Well, that'd be 500 pounds. Now, this guy has absolutely no experience in anything on this planet. He's a lieutenant colonel. Now he's in charge of a whole regiment.
Oh my goodness.
1,000 people.
I'm sure that cost a lot of.
Anything but
A lot of that.
Well, then with the idea